these hallowed grounds, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So many great race car drivers, so many great mechanics, so many people in this sport have worked, turned wrenches on cars in these garages. Today, NASCAR.com GarageCam comes to you live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner, looking here at Chase Elliott's number 25 machine as it gets ready for the second practice session here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And of course, this is NASCAR.com GarageCam presented by our friends at Mobile One. Mobile One on the side of the Reed Sorensen Premium Motorsports machine right here. Chase Elliott, big start for Chase Elliott in his initial season here in the Sprint Cup Series, getting his feet wet in that number 25, picking out some very strategic races for this young Georgia driver, Lance McGrew, and the boys here working on the car. Lisa Smokestad, I can't say just boys because Lisa's on the crew. And of course, we've been talking about aero. That little lip on the bottom there, that's new. This spoiler here, that's the normal height of the spoiler on these cars. This new package, the drag package, adds this much, the Lexan material. And then that little lip right there is the addition also. New rules, and that's what we've been talking about. This is the second practice session for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series today. Already had a practice session here. And in that practice session, NASCAR allowing teams to run data acquisition. It's the first time we've ever really run data acquisition on a practice day here and not a test. So there is a big difference. And you know what, right here, we have our first driver here on NASCAR.com GarageCam. Jeb Burton, and there is Michael McDowell. What's up, McDiz? How you doing?
I'm doing good, ready to get back out there for our second practice.
All right, well, let's talk about what everybody's talking about. What do you think that is?
The rule package.
The rule package. So tell us how different it was out there for you with this new high drag package.
Yeah, it's very different. You know, we got a lot of drag, but not a lot of downforce, so the cars are a handful to drive, and we don't really know what they'll do in traffic yet. You know, you get behind one or two cars, but it's not enough to really see. So, but it's same for everybody, and we'll all work hard and try to get this Thriving Financial 95 Ford running fast. We struggled in that first practice, had some problems that we found, so that's good.
All right, so you think you got them all worked out for the second one?
Well, you never have them all worked out, but we're going to be a lot closer, yeah.
All right, Michael McDowell, have a great day, and he's driver of this number 95 Thriving Financial machine. You look at how tall the back of these race cars are now with that little lip that we showed you on the bottom right here. You see that black little lip right there? Little, like 2 inches or so down there, and then the addition of that spoiler right there. Definitely hard for visibility for these race car drivers as well. Yes, there is Lexan there that you could see through, but it definitely plays a factor as far as what you could see out of the back of these race cars. First person in the chat room today in our interactive chat, pole position for John Odell. John Odell, congratulations. Give yourself a woo. John Odell, you want to see your favorite race car driver, Jimmy Johnson, of course. Carol McGlynn in the room. Bunch of people in the room. Tigra, what's the lady's name that works on Chase's car? Lisa Smokestad. She's a veteran. She comes from the ASA ranks. Oh, she's a veteran. She's been in the NASCAR garage for so many years. Lisa Smokestad, one of the most talented ladies in our sport. She doesn't work full-time anymore in this garage, but she's here with the Chase Elliott team. And then we'll do some fill-in roles, doing tires when somebody's sick or can't make it to the track. So Lisa is one of my favorite people in the garage area, so always great to see her. The number 21 machine right here, and this car should be bad fast here at Indianapolis. The Wood Brothers machine, the number 21, the rookie stripe on the back for Ryan Blaney, pulling double duty, so that will be really beneficial for this 21 team, for that young driver to be going back and forth between cars this weekend here at Indianapolis. Right next door, Josh Wise. Great to see Josh Wise in a ride. He'll be in this number 32 machine. Some cool sponsorship on the side of this car. Great to see some sponsors on board this number 32 team. This team really works hard. A lot of teams do here in Cup. These are good group of guys, and they got themselves one heck of a driver. Well, we got a lot of garage to cover here, so we're going to hustle up here, which is hard for me to do because I talk a lot. But we're not even to the main strip of garage here as we pass J.J. Yaley's section right here and Timmy Hill, who we talked to before, and then Michael Annett right here, and Matt DiBenedetto. Maybe we'll even talk to Michael Annett. Let's talk to Michael Annett real quick. Michael Annett, live on NASCAR.com, GarageCam here at Indianapolis. But, of course, everybody wants to know, how are you feeling after last week? Because I know a little dehydration.
Yeah, definitely. It was a scary deal just because I didn't do anything different compared to what I do every weekend and never had an issue. But it sounded like there's something in the water or something. There's a lot of guys that were having issues, even more than some of the ones we knew about that were in the infield care center with me. I know a lot of guys were struggling. So taking some precautions to make sure something like that never happens again, and I think we got a pretty good plan to do that.
So what about this number 46 car this week? You had a practice under your belt so far with that new aero package. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't run a whole lot of laps, behind other cars. I think that's going to be the biggest testament when we get a bunch of cars out there and see what they do in a big pack. We didn't want to waste too many sets on our tires, getting the heights right, and there's just so many unknowns going into this. We were pretty much just making sure we weren't on the splitter, and now we'll get a little more aggressive here in the next two practices.
All right, Michael Annett, appreciate you joining us. The pilot machine, and these crews have, I believe it's 16 or 19. I think I got the number flipped upside down. Well, either way, a lot of sets of tires for these teams here in the Sprint Cup Series at Indianapolis. Brian Scott pulling double duty, the number 33 this weekend. And this garage stall is NASCAR, by the way. So we got to take a little walk, a little strut, a little stroll here. And you see the famed pagoda. The most famous speedway in America, 1909 here in Speedway, Indiana. This is the first racetrack ever to use the term speedway. So pretty ironic that it's Speedway, Indiana, of course, named after this great historic racetrack. 1911. The first Indy 500, and you see the cars, the NASCAR Xfinity cars, pulling under Gasoline Alley right here. What a historic racetrack here as the yellow shirts scoot us by. Hallowed grounds here in Indianapolis. Gasoline Alley. So many greats have walked underneath this overhang right here to see this beautiful view. On race day, it'll be a cavalcade of colors. Walking out here with so many race fans. There it is, the scoreboard in Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a sight to behold. Well, let's walk. Because if we stroll this way, we've got to do a lot of walking for you. Here's a guy who knows how to get it done at Indianapolis. He's drank the milk before. Matthew Strickard, our producer, nodding his head. That's Sam Horner. Man, what would it be? What would it mean to a race car driver to sip the sweet milk of Indianapolis with the Indy 500 and then to come here with NASCAR and do the same? Sam Hornish Jr. has that potential. Sammy Gonzalez here, new dad. Congratulations, pushing that car into the garage stall. Taco, as we like to call it, Taco. Steven Gonzalez. That is. Taco's a good dude. We love him very much. Great family, too. Oh, yeah. Justin Allgaier here, the Branch Chevrolet. And there's Justin Allgaier. Already done with first practice here. And all right, Gator, what do you think? First practice is in the books. What are you guys working with in the second practice here with that new aero package?
For us, we kind of went to the tight side of things. So our Branch Chevy was a little bit tighter than we'd like it to be. I think there's still a lot of unknowns as far as what it's going to be like. Yeah, we're all out there by ourselves, but we're going to keep working on it. We found some things in first practice. It is really cool that we're able to run data. Very rarely do we get to run data on an actual race weekend. So, we get to run it for practice here today, so that's going to help us tremendously, be able to decipher all of that, and really not only help us for this weekend, but for everywhere. So, it should be really good.
Yeah, I know you've been busy this morning, but we sent you a picture from a place called Long's Bakery here.
I did
Have
see
you ever
that.
been to Long's Bakery?
I have not, but they sell baby gators.
Baby gators
Yeah.
and large alligators.
Yes.
It's a pastry, so
Yes.
we'll have to bring you one.
Yes. Well, this morning, unfortunately, my morning started really early because I had to go to the Infield Care Center. I've got sinus infection and all that fun stuff.
Well,
So
we hope you feel
it's been
better.
a long day, anyways. So I did get your text message. I just forgot to respond.
We'll try to bring you a baby gator.
I would like that.
All right, all right.
It's good.
Justin Allgaier, hope he feels better. He's the driver of this Brandt machine right here, Brandt Agriculture, the number 51. It's a little bright, that car too. You gotta love that car. What do we think David Gilliland's doing on his phone right now? I wonder if he's. Are you trying to text me, or what are you doing? What are you doing here?
I'm actually looking up my son's racing stuff he's at Langley for the Hampton Heat, and I was just looking up his practice.
So where is he in practice right now?
He hasn't gone out yet.
Hasn't got out yet. So Indianapolis, the other side of the earth, pretty much, and still keeping track of the Gilliland family.
Oh yeah.
Even when they're not together, races together.
Oh yeah, for sure. We keep tabs on him. We got a couple other cars from our David Gilliland racing shop that are out racing this weekend too. So it's gonna be a busy weekend.
All right, bud. Have a great day, David Gilliland. One of the nice guys out of our garage and keeping tabs with his son. Cole Witt, the Speed Stick entry this week. Good to see Speed Stick on the side of this number 35. Very talented race car driver. If you ask people in this garage area, a lot of people with a lot of respect for Cole Witt and how he's doing it. The number 40 machine of Landon Castle. The number 7, double duty this weekend, but the Tommy Baldwin Racing entry. Marsh on the side of the car, Toy State. Great to see some sponsors and some new colors on this number 7 car. A beautiful machine here for young Alex Bowman. There's the play it safe machine of Brett Moffitt, the number 34, being pushed out. You know, you imagine as a crew member that it's pretty cool. Your first time here at Indianapolis. Anytime you're here for the first time, it's a spectacle to be seen. Andrew H. Walk the whole track, Matt. Dude, really? Have you seen what I look like? I don't think I'm making the whole track. It's not going to happen.
I think he's referring to the fact that you essentially walk the entire front straightaway for these garages. So needless to say, we'll probably get about a mile under our belts by the time this is all done.
Well, so I'm exercising. My wife is watching this.
Okay.
Erica, shout out to you and the baby in the belly watching. See, I do exercise, sweetie. I do. There is Cole Witt. Ten minutes remaining here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series practice session. And there is Justin Allgaier. His father, actually, right there with him. I call him Gramps now that he's Grandpa. David Reagan, the number 55 machine for Michael Waltrip Racing, right next door. And Sam Hornish and the crew there. Of course, the first practice session with the data acquisition, such an important practice session for these NASCAR Sprint Cup Series teams. Sharing that information, sharing that knowledge with NASCAR as well. So much to be learned here this week. The rules package, the new rules package, that 9-inch spoiler, the wicker bill, 43-inch radiator pan. That's something that you guys can't see, but it is a very big difference. The high drag package. The story so far. There's your Mobile One car, and it's Tony Stewart. Everybody here prepped and ready to go. Engineers in the back here. Tony Stewart, 2 wins here at the Brickyard. But the big stat, if you're a stat nerd, okay, 319 quality passes. Quality passes, that category, a lot of people look at the loop information for NASCAR Fantasy Live. And that's a very important stat. And this guy here has made more quality passes than anybody active in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Race Buddy. Hey, you can see that number 14 Mobil 1 machine live on Race Buddy on NASCAR.com. Check it out. The number 4 of Kevin Harvick, the 13 of Casey Mears. You'll see this car driven by Smoke, the number 14 Mobil 1 car. Kyle Busch, he's kind of been pretty good lately. And, of course, ride along on NASCAR.com Race Buddy with Jeff Gordon in his final race at the Brickyard. The number 17 NOS paint scheme. Oh, look at that thing, ripping and roaring. Beautiful paint scheme for Ricky Stenhouse this weekend. The NOS colors on board. And there is Ricky Stenhouse inside the garage talking to Mike Kelly, the crew chief there also. And we'll see if we can talk to Ricky real quick here on NASCAR.com GarageCam. And already have a practice session under your belt with that new aero package, but I know no cars running side by side, so, you know, how much did you really even learn?
Well, we're just trying to get a good balance. We ran through that first practice with our NOS Energy Drink Mustang, or Fusion. Yeah, we got Fusions here in the Cup Series. No, we just ran through a lot of changes we wanted to make. Some kind of bigger, aero balance changes in the car, and just kind of see how it went and get a better direction for this practice and for third practice. So we'll see how it goes here in a minute. It didn't drive a whole lot different, a little slower down the straightaways for us, obviously, but that's what happens when you got a big spoiler on the back of it. But all in all, I think it handled okay through the corners. You're on throttle a lot, so a little different than Kentucky.
Little sooner, maybe?
You're on the gas a lot sooner, and you're never really off the gas. So a lot different than Kentucky. So I had a lot of fun at Kentucky. I really enjoyed Kentucky.
I think everybody did.
It's a little bit different, obviously, but that's what we got to work with this weekend, and we're going to try to make the best of it.
All right, and he's got one heck of a slick paint scheme here. That NOS colors, oh, that's looking good. The orange and blue here on that Ford Fusion for Ricky Stenhouse. Back out, hey, look, that's NASCAR.com's Jonathan Merriman. Got to cross the street now. Got the thumbs up so we don't get run over. And we are in the second half of the garage here. Still a lot to see, still a lot to show you here at NASCAR.com GarageCam, including A.J. Allmendinger's number 47 Kingsford machine. There's also some stuff going on, too, because we have NASCAR was allowing teams to use different gears here in these practice sessions, and then NASCAR will review the data, and they will make the selection of what gear these teams will be running for qualifying and for the race, the Brickyard 400. Cody Baker, can I please see Jeff Gordon, Danica Patrick, and Chase Elliott's cars? Well, we got 2 out of 3 now so far. And tell Jeff good luck on his final Brickyard. Well, here is Casey Mears and the Dinger, A.J. Allmendinger. Casey getting in a little family time here before we hit the track. It's great to have the family in the pit area here. Booty Barker getting a hug from Casey's daughter. So darn cute. Family food and fun on the back of Dinger's machine as they chat it up here in the garage area. And then Booty Barker and this team working hard to get the 13 Geico ride out there. The Mears family, the name Mears, so synonymous with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And Booty Barker, of course, just joined Twitter. So welcome, Booty Barker, to Twitter. So we're working on the car here, and he's also making an adjustment on a shoe. That's Booty Barker. He does everything. Love to talk to those guys, but we can't interrupt them. Here's the number 3 with a pretty cool new paint scheme on board this Richard Childress Racing entry of Austin Dillon. Check that out, folks. That is an awesome looking race car there. Of course, the 3 here winning here at Indianapolis, the second Brickyard 400 when Dale Earnhardt put her in victory lane. Of course, the 3 last year in the NASCAR Sprint Series with Ty Dillon. So some definite history here with one of the most famous numbers in NASCAR. Right next door, a guy that would love to win here at the Brickyard and add his name to that list. The Roush Ford, number 16, Lilly Diabetes on the side of the car. Lilly Diabetes, of course, the naming rights sponsor of the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, and also here on the side of Greg Biffle's Ford. A top 10 finish in his debut last year in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series here at Indianapolis for young Kyle Larson. Running black wheels. Check that out, folks. That's new. 9 minutes left here on GarageCam. We got to hustle. Black wheels on the side of this car for the first time. You usually see those white wheels on the side of Kyle Larson's number 42. We still have a strip of garage to bring you to. So let's hustle up. Kyle Busch, the number 18 winner of 3 of the 4 last races, on fire. There's nobody more hot than Kyle Busch in this garage area right now. Andrew H., I'm from Crystal Lake, and was wondering if I could see Kyle Busch's car. Well, there is the Kyle Busch machine. Oh, Wendy Lake, you want to see Rowdy? Man, you want to talk about a charge, a story this year. Kyle Busch's march with Adam Stevens and that crew to try to get themselves in the chase has been absolutely spectacular. Oh, the car making all the noise is the Stanley Toyota right here of Carl Edwards. Too tall right there. There's Boyer. Steve Smith. Steve Smith, you want to see this guy right here, Clint Boyer. Well, there he is talking to Todd Hayes of Oakley right now. And there is Carl Edwards standing behind his pit box, getting ready to go. I know they had some trouble. The car was a little tight in practice session, hoping to get some more speed. What's up, man? We're on GarageCam, and I know you said in that first practice you guys were searching for a second. You think you're going to find that second?
We have to.
You have to.
Yeah. Fortunately, Denny Hamlin is the guy with the second on us, so...
So did you go over there and borrow it from him?
We know what he's doing. Now I've got to go do it. So we changed everything on the car. My guys worked really hard, so hopefully it's fast. Fortunately, we have Stanley tools so we can work with, so
Yeah,
actually worked
that'll work
well.
out. All right, Carl. Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it. Carl Edwards on GarageCam. Always so nice to come on NASCAR.com GarageCam. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner, bringing you this all-access tour into the garage area as we pass by the number 43, Eric Amarola, pulling double duty this weekend. A very busy boy is this guy, Eric Amarola, pulling double duty this weekend in that Dembesti Ford and over here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series as well. Right next door, a guy who's held that brick trophy here and also got into the wall a little bit in practice right here. A little bit of Bondo, a little bit of repair work going on here, but a beautiful repair job by this crew after making some wall contact coming out of one of the short chutes. Paul Menard, he knows how to get around this place. But, you know, if you're getting around this place fast, sometimes you're going to do that. Dale Jarrett said it on the practice broadcast. He's done it a numerous amount of times. This guy here knows how to get to victory lane here. 2 years ago, Ryan Newman kissing the bricks here at Indianapolis. This week, the Granger paint scheme for the number 31 Childress entry. You know, Carl Edwards said the guy that can really get it done here this weekend is Denny Hamlin. And you see that car in the distance being pushed in. So many people looking to Denny Hamlin as the guy that could actually pull off the win here this weekend. He is yet to kiss the bricks here. That would be the first time for him. And any driver in the world, if you told them, hey, you got a shot at kissing the bricks at Indy, they would love to hear that. Casey Kane growing up in sprint car racing, he'd be another one that would mean so much to win here at the Brickyard. Hustle mode here at NASCAR.com. GarageCam. Just try to show you all these cars. Of course, this is the car that so many people would like to see. Jeff Gordon, the 5-time winner here at Indianapolis. Of course, 1994, the first Brickyard 400. Oh, what a storybook finish that was. He's raced in all 21 Brickyards, 12 top 5s, 17 top 10s. But that's not just the legacy. The legacy of Jeff Gordon doesn't go in the numbers. It doesn't go in the record books of 5 Brickyard trophies. It goes in things like we saw yesterday at Riley's Children's Hospital, the donations, all the philanthropy that Jeff Gordon does throughout his foundation. And yesterday, besides that, besides the check, besides the press conference afterwards, seeing Jeff Gordon crouch down with some of the children, not in front of the cameras, but behind the scenes in how he really treats people. That's the legacy that Jeff Gordon leaves. And in Indianapolis, it sure is one heck of a legacy. 9 more cars to go, I think, here in the garage, including Jamie McMurray. Oh, he's done it here before, Jamie McMurray, and that McDonald's #1. That team really working hard right now. If the season ended, he'd be in that chase, even without a win. A great season so far for that #1 group, but they're oh so close to victory lane. Matt Kenseth, the #20 team right here. Got the computer open, tuning on that engine right before this practice. Matt Kenseth, 15 Brickyards, still no win. Well, the two cars already out. Average finish of Martin Truex right here. He'd like to up that average this week. Average finish for this driver, 20.8 at the Brickyard, so not the stats that they want. But you know what? He ran real well and won at Pocono. Pocono, a place that's always been compared to this facility, how it races. So that bodes well for the #78 team. You see the cars lined up right there. Jimmy Johnson's #48 here in the garage stall. Cameras surrounding him. 4 wins here at the Brickyard for the Cobalt driver. Going to work here on the #48. And if you look at the garage stall here, oh my gosh, this is the best branded garage I think I've ever seen. Cobalt Tools, signs everywhere, tools flying. Jimmy Johnson going for #5 here at the Brickyard. There's a sight to behold. The last time you'll see this on GarageCam. Jeff Gordon, the #24. Possibly the most famous driver of our era. And one of the most famous speedways in the world. Right next door, Dale Earnhardt Jr. This #88 team, we're making final preparations on this nationwide car. Dale Earnhardt Jr., along with Matt Kenseth, 15 Brickyard starts, no wins, would like to add his name to that legacy. And of course, the Earnhardt legacy here, his father winning here in the second Brickyard 400. And we see these cars staged here. Let's show you over here real quick. We want to get everybody for you because that's what we do. Kevin Harvick, another former winner of the Brickyard. Sure would like to get one for crew chief Rodney Childers. You see Childers right there as Harvick climbs in. And you know our Jonathan Merriman is over here as these cars roll out. Practice is about to get underway. Jonathan Merriman, we'll see on NASCAR.com in a little bit. What are the drivers going to be talking about?
New aero package, definitely, as you see them rolling out here now. New aero package, definitely item #1. You know, some of these guys came out to the Goodyear tire test earlier this year. Different aero package now than what they tested, but Joey Logano told me a fast race car is a fast race car, so I think you're going to see your usual names at the top of the list.
Yeah, and you could see drivers like Tony Stewart right there. Oh, could this be his shot to make it into the chase? Ronnie Childers would like to be a crew chief to get that beautiful Brickyard trophy. 23% of the races have been run from the front row here, so pay attention to qualifying. Very important here in the state of Indiana and at the Brickyard. 79 drivers from Indianapolis have competed in NASCAR National Touring races here in Indianapolis, in Indiana, that is, the state of Indiana. Tony Stewart, one of the Indiana boys. Of course, Ryan Newman. Who will get the Brickyard Trophy this year? That's the big question. And how will these cars handle the new rules package? I'm your host, Matthew Dillner. Green flag is out in practice. This is GarageCam. Until the next time, make sure you tune into the Crown Royal presents the Jeff Kyle 400 at the Brickyard, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC Sports and SiriusXM. And as they zoom by, until next time, we'll see you at the races.